She is a trailblazer, the first female surgeon in Ghana. Her passion and aspiration for the prevention, awareness, and treatment of breast cancer has saved hundreds of lives and impacted thousands. Meet Dr. Beatrice Wiafe Addai.
My name is Dr. Mrs. Beatrice Wiafe Addai. I'm from Ghana. I'm a breast surgeon, the Chief Executive Officer of the Peace and Love Hospitals, the President of Breast Care International, the Chairperson of the Ghana Cancer Board, and the Chairperson of the Ghana NCD Alliance. And this is my VIP story.
Dr. Beatrice, as I like to call you, Dr. B, thank you so much for joining us on the VIP show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the VIP show. I've been watching with admiration and have been thinking, when would I be on this show?
Thank you.
So thanks for having me.
First and foremost, why did you decide to get involved in the area of breast care?
I happen to be the first Ghanaian female general surgeon. And so naturally, in the Department of Surgery at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, the women were more comfortable to come and see me. And at the time, I realized that almost all the women who were coming came with advanced stage disease, advanced stage breast cancer, where you couldn't do anything for them. In fact, I remember a woman, 41-year-old woman, who came in gasping for breath. She had lung metastasis and she had an ulcer on the breast. And so the ulcer was offensive. And when I saw her, I asked her, why did you stay for all this while? And she looked at me in the eyes, she looked straight in my eyes and told me, Doctor, I didn't know. I didn't know that painless lump I had would end me like this. And so it sent a message that, okay, the women are not aware.
Yes.
Who should let them know? Who should give them the information? Because we in the medical field, we know that breast cancer is not painful. We also know that women would normally not go to the hospital. Once they can go about their normal duties, they would go instead of going to a hospital for something that is not painful.
Yeah.
So I approached a friend of mine and I told her that I want to go to the churches to go and educate the people. So this woman, who is a prominent woman, we call her Addai, she took me to her church. And during the education, I gave them time to ask questions. And the questions they were asking were so interesting, so important. So it encouraged me to do more. So along the line, I realized that we did not have any privacy when it comes to examining the woman with any breast issues. We had the same consulting room for the surgeons. So whether it's a trauma case or it's breast cancer, we're using the same consulting. And sometimes you be there with, the woman almost naked, and the man will enter. So it was very uncomfortable.
Yeah. So
I approached the authorities in the hospital that I needed to get one room purposely for breast cases. Then they said there's no space. So I should go around the hospital. If I get a place, I can use it. So I went round. I went to the basement. I went through all the places. And somebody gave me a hint that the first structure that was used for the hospital was falling apart. And the hospital was planning of giving it out for someone to use it as a restaurant. So I went to see the place and it was good. It was a standalone structure.
Okay.
So I went back to the administration that I've seen this place, can you renovate it for me? They said, there's no money for such things. So I wrote a proposal to the Social Investment Fund. And it was the first hospital project they did in Ghana. And by the time I was done with the project, I was on my way to exit the hospital.
Really?
The opposition I was getting was too much.
Wow.
There was a big quarrel between the regional director and the hospital authorities. They said they won't allow me to go. And so they asked my husband to bring me back to the hospital. But I picked my things and walked out of the hospital. And so my husband sent me back. And they said they are going to make my work comfortable. They are not going to attack me anymore. They are going to give me an assistant. When I went back, they still didn't change. I opened a clinic in Accra in a friend's building and was using that place as a clinic.
Okay.
So when I got patients in Accra, they would follow me to the village where I had a theater to operate on them. So these breast cancer survivors, some are 17 years post-treatment, some are 20, some are 18 years. Most of them I operated in the village.
Dr. Wiafe Addai founded the Peace and Love hospitals, both in Kumasi and Accra, a specialist hospital that is championing the prevention and treatment of breast cancer in Ghana. A recipient of several awards in her country and internationally, she founded Breast Care International, or BCI, a not-for-profit organization that seeks to promote breast cancer awareness, especially in remote communities. BCI organizes the Ghana Walk for the Cure that brings together thousands of people each year in various parts of the country.
You just finished the 9th edition of the Breast Care Walk for the Cure. Could you give us a sense of why, first of all, you started the walk?
BCI Ghana Walk for the Cure started as an awareness creation exercise. It actually started as a Susan G. Komen Ghana Walk for the Cure. And then the following year, it's transited to become the BCI Ghana Walk for the Cure. The walk is mainly an awareness creation exercise because people are so not educated. A lot of our women cannot read nor write, so we need to carry the awareness to them in the language that they understand. We are still battling with late-stage disease. A lot of patients are coming late because they don't understand why a disease will start without pain. And they don't understand why they should go to a hospital when they don't have pain. So it's only through such exercises that we manage to educate them to continue with the education that we've been doing in the communities. And that's the time where thousands of people join us to create the needed awareness.
So beyond the walk, what kind of impact do you see, or what happens then?
I must say that we do not only create awareness during the walk or during the month of October. Awareness creation is done year round. And so every week, the BCI team travels to the community, to the churches, to schools, to the marketplace, to the workplaces, to create more awareness and also to screen women. Clinical breast examination, or what we call clinical screening, it's a very important tool that helps us to diagnose the disease early. And when we are talking about early detection, that is the best tool. Apart from breast self-examination, which we've been preaching, but unfortunately, which is not adhered to by most women, clinical breast examination is the best and the sure way to diagnose the disease early.
After all these years, you've been working in raising awareness, also treating women that are affected. Have you seen any kind of change, any kind of improvement over the years?
Yes. When we started, it was like a lot of people didn't understand what we were talking about because to them, there was nothing like breast cancer. With the years going by, breast cancer has become a household name. Everyone at least knows about somebody who has been affected by breast cancer. Either the friend, either the mother, the grandmother, the auntie. So everyone can identify himself or herself with this disease. Again, it's not only the women who are fighting. Men are also fighting with us because the men are also identifying themselves, their wives, their mothers, their sisters, their children. And so we are in the fight together. Again, we are getting some people coming early to the hospital because they've heard that you can have breast cancer and still have your breast intact. So some women are rushing to come to the hospital for breast conserving surgery to be done for them. And we also keep having our breast cancer survivors increasing with the years. Now we have women who are ready to show their prosthesis, show their scars, and not feel shy. And so the knowledge about breast cancer has increased dramatically. We also still have the stereotypes, the psychosocial and cultural beliefs about breast cancer. And that will also change with time.
So when you look at the work that you're doing in raising awareness about breast cancer, what is one of the biggest challenges? I mean, there are so many different challenges anyways, but with your daily reality, what would you say are some of the challenges?
Financial. Financial. Number 3, financial.
Wow.
In our part of the world, it's difficult for people to contribute towards health issues. People are very ready to contribute towards beauty pageants, towards some other things, but not for health. Because I think we don't value our health. We don't value it when we have it. And when people lose it too, it's too late for them to do anything. So it's true. People want us to create awareness for them. People want us to travel to their villages, their communities. But how do we get there?
Yeah.
We need somebody who will buy fuel, somebody who will provide our meals when we travel, somebody who will even make sure that if we are going overnight, we have a place to sleep.
Yes.
I know that a lot of women are saved through this. So sometimes I have to take my hand in my pocket to make sure that this happens. And we've been writing a lot of proposals. African Women Development Fund was helping, once a while. But the biggest sponsor we've had is Delta, who has been this is the 4th year they are coming our way. And a lot of Ghanaians have benefited from it. This free screening that we offer to our people, I wish Delta could even do more, because we are ready to do more.
What would you like your legacy to be?
Yeah. I wish even before I leave, I wish I could open breast care offices in all the regions in Ghana. And we used to have 10 regions. Now we have 16. So it makes the work more difficult. But I wish we could do that. If I could do that, even half of that, it will make my daughter's work easier. Because if we are able to get the BCI outlets in the regions, women will not have to travel for hours before getting to the centers in the city. So far, we have only 2 centers, and it's not enough, woefully inadequate. So we need to train more community-based nurses in all of the regions. And these nurses will be examining women's breasts the way they go from house to house doing immunization. That is what we should be doing. And that is, if we want to achieve something, we have to look at that model.
That's a fantastic idea.
Yes.
I've never heard of that before.
To leverage on that experience. Because immunization in Ghana is close to 100%.
Yeah.
It's about 98%.
Imagine following the same model for breast screening. That's fascinating.
And this could help a lot and reduce the late stage presentation. And that is the late stage presentation that's keeping the mortality rate so high. To train nurses in the districts is something that we can do, and do it now.
I'm blown away by this. This is fascinating. It's so wonderful. I mean, Dr. B, we could sit with you and talk for hours and hours and hours. Your story is just so inspiring, and I'm always delighted to interview you.
It is now time for the VIP game.
So you have some cards here. You're going to pick 3 cards out of 5, and you complete the sentence.
My favorite color is blue.
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 I've known you for so many years. I would have never guessed.
It's true. You see my hospitals, they are all painted blue.
Yes, it's true. All right, that's an easy one. Let's pick next.
The next one should also be easy. Let's go for this one. Okay, this one is cool. Yeah. One Ghanaian dish I like to prepare is fufu and light soup.
Really?
I like cooking a lot anyway.
Yes,
I
yes,
like
know,
cooking.
I know.
And sometimes I tell my children, when I come back from work, I normally pass through my kitchen.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Wherever I stay, I have a route through my kitchen.
Okay.
So I just put my bag somewhere in the kitchen, get soap to wash my hands, and start cooking before I even go to change. Yes.
Wow. And I can attest that your cooking is really good. I mean, I've had it before.
So my husband will say it.
You will attest to it.
Yes, you will attest to it.
That's great.
Thank you.
The final card.
Oh,
yes.
Something interesting. This one is straight to the point. I like wearing traditional African clothes because
and I've always wondered, I've known you again for years. I've never seen you wear anything else except during the walk.
Yeah.
You're always wearing beautiful African traditional clothes. So why?
It makes me feel African. And it actually makes me feel Ghanaian.
Okay.
The first time I met President Bush at the Pink Ribbon, Red Ribbon event in Washington, D.C. I was in Kente.
Yeah.
And then he came towards me and said, "You are from Ghana."
Really?
Yes. I said, "Yes, please, I'm from Ghana." Before he read my tag,
so
I was going to be a member of the panel on the discussion.
That's a good ambassadorship.
Yes. So I like, being Ghanaian.
That's wonderful. Can get better than that.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Beatrice, it was such a pleasure to talk to you. Again, as I always say, you are such an inspiration. You are a visionary, and your story is inspiring. The work also that you do is inspiring, and that's why you are a VIP. And it was such an honor to have you on the show. Thank you.
I'm humbled to be on the VIP show at last. And you have been a sister and a very good friend. You are more than a friend to me.
Yes, we are family now, I always say.
And so thank you. And thank you for always finding the time to visit us when we are doing the work. You don't know how important that is to me.
It's always so good to be here and be fun.
Thank you.
Important event the walk every year. So thank you, Dr. Beatrice.
Thank you so much.